Okay, so this is going to be a quick tutorial on 3-4 Angry Tree Skip. This trick is very difficult if you do not understand what you are doing, so be sure to pay very close attention to what I'm doing in this tutorial. So basically what I'm going to do as soon as I start off is I'm going to hit Hermione with Transfiguration at a specific time. And so I'm going to skip the thing, come over here, and then once I get over to this section, I'm going to wait and hit her on that cycle of the transfig. So basically what's happening whenever you enter a level is it starts out at the same point every time, which I believe is on Transfiguration. The spell swaps to Expelliarmus, then it swaps back, then it swaps back to Expelliarmus again. And then when it swaps again to Transfiguration, that's when you want to hit her with Transfiguration to just ensure that you're on the correct cycle, because the tree swings its arms around, but it's in a consistent path. But if he swings his arm into you when you're in the wall, you actually just fall, and then it's very difficult to back that up. And actually, I believe what you're supposed to do is just exit the level. So you want to be very careful about when you actually hit her with Transfiguration. The other thing to know is that Hermione does have to be the one that does this, because you have to place a pet, and Harry does not have one. That doesn't mean you have to do this on player 2. You can do everything the same way as I do them right here, and then except just drop out Hermione and then swap to her. I do it on player 2 because I play double controller either way. So I drop out, come over here onto this like right side of this purple flower, and then I'm just going to mash A basically, and she will jump up the wall. And then here you just want to make sure that you don't go too far, because you'll die. And if you don't go far enough, you'll actually come back and bounce. So that's something, this is something you just have to get a feel for, just kind of playing around with it and playing around what works for you. So I'm going to come over to here, right onto that like white stone right here. There's like this little rock on the floor. This is where I always stand. Maybe it's placebo, but it feels a little bit more consistent here than anywhere else. Just keep in mind that even with this setup, the trick is still not 100%. The only thing that's not 100% about this is whether or not she pulls out the cat, because she'll do the animation, but it's something that will stop her. I still haven't fully figured out a 100% consistent way for her to always pull the cat out, but every other part of this is extremely consistent. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap up on the D-pad until she falls off, and you want to be very incremental about your taps. So you don't want to like hold down on the D-pad. You want, or sorry, up on the D-pad. You just want to slightly tap up until she falls off. And then when I'm going to do that, when she starts falling, I'm going to immediately pause. I'm going to tap up, she falls. Now I'm going to hold down on the D-pad, and I'm going to pause, unpause. So I'm literally going to push start twice. I'm not going to frame advance, because it will not work if you do that. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3. So you do it 3 times. You hold down on the D-pad, then you press start, and you just basically press start twice, and you do that 3 times. Now when I unpause here, I'm going to unpause. I'm going to just barely tap down and then mash A. So that time I actually tapped down a little bit too early. I'm going to come over here, tap up, pause, 1, 2, 3. Again, I did not tap down quite enough. And then 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. And then once you do that, basically what you're going to do is you're just going to barely tap right and pull your pet out. So I will show it again. You're going to just, again, tap up, pause, 1, 2, 3, and then tap down, mash A, tap right. And again, I tapped right there just a little bit too much. That's what happens if you fall. It just means you're tapping down or right a little bit too much. And then once you actually see the cat icon, that's when you're good to do it. Because sometimes she'll make the animation of her pulling the cat out, and she doesn't actually place the cat, which means that when you jump up, you're just going to inbounds as Hermione, and then you've screwed yourself, and you have to redo the whole trick. So make sure the cat is actually fully placed down, and then you can jump up. And then what you're going to do is you can come over here and do the pet recall, similar to how you do it before 2-1, or you do in 2-3. So, and then right here, you can stand right here, and then you can just recall the cat, and you will be inside the tree. That trick saves about a full minute or so, so it is definitely very important to learn it.